Hello AI Workshop community, welcome to this introduction video. In this video I'm going to quickly give you an introduction to what automation is, what n8n is, and how that fits into this ecosystem of automation and the AI tools that are kind of moving into space and what the future looks like. So just to kind of give you a little bit of an overview of what automation is. So automation refers to basically using any kind of a technology or any kind of tool to perform tasks with minimal human intervention. That's kind of the overall gist of what automation is. And the goal of automation is to save time, reduce errors, and really kind of increase efficiency, because if you're doing repetitive works, that's where automation comes in to remove those repetitive tasks and make it predictable, right? So automation could be used in business, in marketing, in customer support, and pretty much in every single industry nowadays because of these AI tools that are becoming more and more powerful. So there are two types of automations. There's the process automation, and then there's a task automation. Process automation basically refers to automating any kind of complex workflow. Like, for example, invoice generation would be a good example of what a complex workflow might look like. But on top of that, now with these AI tools that are being introduced in the market, you can make extremely complex automation. And again, we will go through that in the next few videos in the next classrooms that you will have access to. And then there's also the task automation, which means this will be automating simple and repeatable tasks, right? So for example, sending a follow-up email, chatting with customer support, all of this is something that can be very easily repeatable and therefore very easily automated. So that's kind of the overview of what the concepts of automations are and what that space is. So there has been a huge, obviously, influx of no-code and low-code tools that have come into this space because of AI tools, right? So no-code tools or low-code tools like n8n really empowers users that previously didn't have technical knowledge to really get involved and build workflows because of the fact that these user interface for these tools have become extremely powerful, where now you don't need to have any background in coding, where before, in order for you to build these automations using these technical tools, you needed to know how to code. Otherwise, there was no way for you to be able to jump in and create these automations or workflows yourself. So these introduction of these low-code and no-code tools that have been coming in the market lately because of AI, that has really removed this barrier to enter in this space. And that's what is extremely exciting as we move forward in the future. So what these no-code and low-code tools do, they really speed up development, and like I mentioned, it kind of removes that gap between the technical and non-technical users. Where before it was very difficult for non-technical and technical users to collaborate, but now thanks to these great tools, you can actually collaborate with developers, with technical people, because you have a very low barrier to entry. So that's where we kind of come to n8n, and that's where the focus of this community is. So n8n is an extremely powerful tool. It is a no-code automation tool, but there's obviously a lot of customization options. So if you are good at coding, or if you know coding already, you can even build more complex tools, right? But the barrier to entry to building these automation tools has completely been removed because of the fact that tools like n8n are in the market. And in my opinion, n8n is the best tool when it comes to building powerful automations and building powerful AI agents specifically, because of the fact that their focus is more shifting towards AI tools and building AI agents, and they're releasing really great tools on top of their existing integrations that they have to make it really, really powerful. So one of the biggest features, in my opinion, that n8n has compared to other tools that are out in the market is the fact that you can actually self-host all of this. Self-hosting gives you huge advantage when it comes to the privacy of your data, right? Because a lot of companies, a lot of individuals are very hesitant to share their data with third-party APIs or third-party apps. Therefore, the ability to self-host or cloud host n8n in your instances really gives you that peace of mind and full control over your data and therefore privacy. So that's kind of a huge benefit there. And then also on top of that, n8n is also extremely flexible, which means that it has existing native integration with other apps, but on top of that, it gives you also access to tools that you can connect to third-party apps that it doesn't have integration with. And again, we'll talk about that in the other classrooms, that you can utilize, how you can utilize this to be able to build these extremely powerful AI agents or these workflows. Another biggest thing, in my opinion, is the cost. When it comes to these no-code or low-code tools that are out there in the market, and Zapier, Make.com are kind of in the same space, and there's other tools as well, but these are kind of the most popular ones. When it comes to cost, honestly, none of these tools are even close to n8n. So tools like Zapier and Make.com, they actually charge per operation, versus n8n actually charged per workflow. And again, I understand if you're new to this, this might not make any sense to you, but just to show you kind of the difference. And again, these charts and this data is taken directly from n8n's blog, and I have this link that I'll put in the description below, so that way you can check out and read the whole blog if you want, because they really do a good job of explaining why n8n stands out when it comes to cost. Even if you're using their cloud app, it's still extremely cheap. But if you use this as a sub-host option, that becomes even more cheap, right? And like I said, we will explain and explore those things further down. But this was just an idea for you to get an understanding of what this space is and why n8n really stands out compared to the other tools. And also a huge difference between, in my opinion, between n8n and the rest of the tools that are in the market when it comes to the automation space is their AI tools. They have really shifted their focus on AI. I've talked to a few people from the n8n company, and they definitely are moving, and they're understanding that the future of these tools are moving towards building AI agents that's going to be specific to different tasks that will sit on top of these large language models. And that's where we're really going to focus and explore the power of n8n, because the rest of the classrooms are going to be really focused around building these very powerful AI agents to be able to even further create complex workflows and automation that you can utilize in any industry. All right, so that was kind of a quick introduction of the automation space and these different tools. In the next video, I'm going to introduce you to the n8n app, the canvas, how to sign up for the free 14-day trial n8n account, so that way you can get started. And then I'm going to do a quick introduction of how you can start to build your own little automations to be able to get a good understanding before you move on to the rest of the classrooms and the rest of the lessons that I have, these tutorials. So this will be a good foundation for you to understand and get started with n8n. All right, so I'll see you on the next one.